Welcome to YouTube. Good evening to you. Instagram's coming up. And let's get Facebook fired up. Looks like we are good to go on all three. Very cool. Welcome to, good to be back. Man, it's been absolutely nuts schedule-wise, but it's good. It's good. All is wonderful. So I'll give you a second to get caught up here. We'll catch you up on all the amazing things that are going on, and then we'll roll into the show. So looks like all kinds of folks joining in. Instagram checking in first. Good evening to you, Instagram. Margie over there. Yeah, thank you. Welcome home. Exactly. Tammy checking on YouTube. Good evening. David, good evening to you, sir. How are you? K Faye J, good evening to you. We're on Instagram. Steven's here. Susan's here. Good evening to you. Man, crazy weekend. Lee's checking in right on time. Very nice. Mandy, woo! All right, so timeout. Mandy is officially the coolest person ever. Yeah. So for those of you who are following along on Twitter, you got this. The rest of you may not have seen it, but so I traveled into Tulsa this weekend. That was the plan. Drove in to Tulsa, got to my hotel room, checked in, and guess what was waiting for me? Mandy sent edible flower arrangements of strawberries, pineapples, and blueberries. It's on Twitter. I put a picture of it. So if you follow Fat Dag on Twitter, you'll be able to find it. But man, it was awesome. The pineapple were my favorite, even though strawberries are my favorite. The pineapple was little stars. So I picked the pineapples off and ate it, and it was absolutely incredible. So it was such a neat little surprise. I had no idea that, I guess I knew about them. I'd heard about it, but I've never had them before. So Mandy, thank you for that. Truly. I snacked on it all weekend, so it was very cool. Jeff is here. Good evening to you. Rebecca's here. Denver checking in. Shannon says hello. Kathy, Lafayette, Indiana. Karen, good to see you again. Haven't seen you in a while. Donna, I guess that's my fault though, right? Donna's here. Tallahassee's here. Chris is joining in live over on Instagram. Good evening, Chris, to you. Missed you, man. Thought of you a lot over the course of the weekend for sure. Let's see. Anna from Tallahassee here for just a few minutes. Got it. We'll be here just for a few minutes as well. Cheryl from Virginia. Jill says hello. Bev says good evening. Hi, Rebecca. Good evening to you. Denise is here. Debbie out of Rockford, Illinois. Good evening to you. Missouri. Wendy's checking in. Vicky out of Delaware. Very nice. Delaware's nice. Good stuff. Therese, good evening. Hope all is well. Just to the north of us here. Diane, good evening. Lori, hello. West Hartford. Chrissy's checking in. Good evening to West Hartford, Connecticut. Glenda from Salt Lake City, hello. Ontario, we've gone international. Heather, good evening to you. Dallas, Texas, checking in, says Michelle over on Instagram. Jen's from Oregon. Very fun. Marty's here. Philadelphia, Heather's here. Rebecca just says, thanks for the Tulsa tour. We're going to talk about Tulsa just a little bit, for sure. Tulsa was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed that one significantly. So the good news is Tulsa will be a standard stop every year. There's no reason not to do that race because the way my schedule is annually, I'm always in that part of town that time of year. So you can bank on that being where we'll be next year for sure. Tyndall Air Force Base, Michael's here. Good evening to you. Man, nice to be in Tyndall today. I would love to do that. Laura joining in from Wisconsin. Good evening to you. Welcome. Maria's here, says good evening. Megan is here. Megan, your daughter is so adorable. Had a blast hanging out with you guys. She's just such a special child. So lucky kudos to you for sure. Westport, Mass checking in. Lisa's here. Susan says Mandy rocks. Yeah, totally. Joanne from Syracuse, Annette from Tennessee, Stacy, hello. Vicky checking in from Indianapolis. I've heard of that. Very cool. Welcome. So Vicky, it's the first time, so we ring the bell, right? That's the deal. Carrie sent us a bell long time ago, so we ring the bell for the first time, folks. So welcome for sure, Vicky. Lisa checking in from Phoenix, Louisville, Kentucky. Michelle's here. Michelle says, is the Indy Ultimate definitely the event we're doing for the September 8th meetup? Definitely, as far as whatever that means. I get a lot of questions as to which one I'm doing. When people want to know, and I 100% understand where you're coming from. You want to book hotel rooms, you want to know the dates, you want to know the details. Here's what I've committed to doing. So I put the dates out. We'd say we're going to be 6/23 in Toronto, 7/21 Denver, Colorado, 8/18 Philadelphia, September 8th Indianapolis, 10/20 Washington D.C., and then San Francisco on November 10th. Now, between now and November 10th, there's a lot going on, right? So in the event that something happens in my schedule, I may have to make adjustments throughout the course of the calendar. So the only races that I've actually signed up for is the Toronto race, because that's coming right up. And I actually did sign up for the Indianapolis race because I know or I want to be here that weekend. And it's home, so it's a little different than having to travel. So the rest of the dates, I haven't actually signed up for an event yet. So therefore, I don't want to tell you, because what I don't want to have happen is I don't want you to buy airline tickets or whatever, buy race registrations, and then for some reason I can't make it, and then we know. So about 30 days out, I know my schedule at that point. It's a lot more solid 30 days out. So around 30 days out, I will let you know what race it is. But yes, as of right now, the Indy Ultimate is the September 8th event in Indianapolis. So hope that gives a little bit of clarity. I just don't, I just don't know that. I'm 100% committed to November 10th in California, but in the event that something comes up between now and then that alters my schedule, I don't want you guys all going, oh my God, he's not coming. So that's the deal. Lori says, hey, Fat Dag, 50 pounds ago, I would not have done what I've done today. I climbed the Astoria column, and now I'm camping and hiking at Cape Lookout in Oregon. Very fun. Very, very fun. Marcia's here. Good evening. Baton Rouge, Jennifer checking in. Let's see. Terry says, hi there, Colby. Memphis checking in. Good evening. Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Wow, very nice. Patricia's here. Ann is here. Monty, I don't know how Monty and I get together every year in Tulsa. I don't know how. Well, actually, I know how we miss each other. Monty, I ended up not playing this year on either event. So and I know you probably usually get parked on the hole. What is it, 6 you sit on, I think? And so for some reason, I long story short, but we'll chat later. I ended up letting someone else play in my spot because I knew they would enjoy the experience more. So I did some other stuff. So I didn't roam the course like I had before. And then, but still should have caught you in the clubhouse. Patricia's checking from Bloomington. Jan says, I made gold today. Dun, 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 dun. Let's get that written down. That'll be in the show. We'll get that into the show. Congratulations, Jan. Amy, gonna watch between pouring drinks for people. Very fun. Elise checking in from Wheaton. Good evening to you. Vero Beach, Terry checking in. Always great to see you. Mary checking in from Texas. Rebecca's here. Let's see. Long Island, Colette is here. Charlotte says, hi, Mike. Glad we met Saturday, Charlotte. All right, so another time out. Charlotte there's a list of people. Right now, the list is about 75 plus 12 plus 3-ish, about 100 folks long who are just absolutely incredible. That's all you guys. On top of that list is Charlotte. Charlotte and I, we met at the Tulsa event, and me being able to hang out with her, watching her motivation, her inspiration, just seeing that internal fight to do this was incredibly inspiring. So Charlotte, great to meet you. You're going to be just fine. Continue doing everything that you're doing. You're a complete winner. Very, very, very honored to have met you as well. So very, very cool. Tampa, Florida, Robin's checking in. Let's see. Traverse City, Pam checks in. Good evening. Roxanne checking in from Newfoundland. I hope all you Canadian folks will join me on, 6/23 up in Toronto. June 23rd, we're coming to Toronto. Coming up, Janine and Megan already have their passports, so they will, I know, first time they're out of the country, I get it, but they will be traveling with me on this trip. So that'll be a fun family trip for us up to Toronto. Let's see, Colorado Springs is here, just made it home in time. Good evening to you. Let's see, scrolling through. Yeah, Charlotte is reminding me to pack underwear on this trip. So this trip coming up in June, it'll be okay because Janine will probably pack for me. So therefore, when she packs for me, I don't forget much. When I pack things, I'm not real good at remembering everything I'm supposed to bring. I know, crazy. Andrea checking in from Lawrenceville, New Jersey. Good evening. Julie says, still not sure what this is. Well, Julie, in about 5 or so minutes, maybe less, we're going to start the actual podcast show. So just stick around. We're almost there. We'll go live we're already live, but we'll go into the show in just a couple minutes. Lee says, so recharged since Tulsa. Very nice. I hear that a lot. Very fun. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the show. I'm going to scroll through to the bottom of the list, so if I miss you, for sure. And so Michelle, just back to the Indy Ultimate. It is the Indy Ultimate. It is a 5-mile walk or run, and there are breaks along the way. So it's going to be okay. If you can walk a 5K, you should be able to get a five miler in this format for sure. If you can walk a day at Disney World, you can do this. So very cool. So Wendy's checking in. Good evening to you. It was so fun meeting all of you as well. I think we had we hung out with Jim McMahon. I mean, how much is that not fun? I enjoyed that. It's funny. I texted him today. So Jim McMahon at the end of the night gave me his phone number. Lucky guy that I am. And so today I was texting him, asking him a few questions. So you never know. Very fun. All right, so let's go. As I said, I'm gonna skip through a little bit. All right, scrolling through. Yeah, so I'll probably miss a couple, miss a few of your comments. I want to get, look at that, a lot. Great, cool. No, so Jim McMahon. So for those of you who were there after the race, I was there for the event that I'm normally there for, and so yeah, hung out with Jim McMahon, Steve Ducey from Fox News, Peter Ducey from Fox News, Robin Ventura was there. Let's see a ton of people. I just can't think of all the fun people, but yeah, they weren't there. I thought they were all there to see me. Not at all the case. So I was there to see them. Too funny. So. All right, let's get episode 198. Man, getting to 200 has just been a chore, hasn't it? I got some even more fun news. Janine's upstairs, and she'll know this in a second, but Janine is off for the summer. Her last day of school is this Friday. And so on Saturday morning, I'm going to hand her my computer and say, let's get caught up on some podcasts, shall we? So even though she has summer break coming up, she's going to be helping. She has to. She can't hear us right now. Cool. All right. Let's get this. Oh, yeah. Wendy, I forgot. Ryan Merriman. Hung out with Ryan all weekend. Ryan was a hoot. Him and I hung out all last year as well. So maybe I need to invite Ryan here, too, to Indianapolis. Yeah. All right. Mic check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Now, the last time we did a show, I don't know if you remember this. You probably do, because you guys have better memory than me. Last time we did the show, the computer behind me didn't record, or it froze up in the middle of the recording. It's recording just fine right now, so that's good. But I got to tell you, if it freezes up on this one, you might want to disconnect early because it will not be a PG rated show at that point. So anyway, it's all good. I left my AirPods up in over in Tulsa, so I lost them officially. Apple is diligently tweeting me right at the moment, trying to help me find them, which is very, very kind of cool. But I lost them. So poor Apple AirPods. You know, I kind of knew when I bought them that there was going to be a decent chance that I would lose them, and I was hoping that would not be the case. But I bought two pair of AirPods for Christmas. Bought a pair for me, and then I bought a pair for Megan, knowing full well that she would lose them. But I was contemplating, do I buy one for me, one for her? I know she would want a pair, but I really didn't want to buy her a pair of AirPods because like I said, I knew she would lose them. I mean, a 16-year-old girl with an AirPods is it's insane. So I knew she would lose them, and here I am. I lost them before she did. So, Mandy, I called the hotel. They don't have them. I'm confident they're in the room because I remember charging them in the room, and I don't remember taking them out of the room. I called the hotel, and I said, hey, I think I left my AirPods in the room. They transferred me to security. The security guard said, how can I help you? I said, hey, I left my AirPods in the hotel. And Lori, it's exactly what he said. He said, what are AirPods? So I knew at that point there was no hope of me getting them back. Even if they did find them, I knew there was no opportunity for me to get them back. But Apple has been great. They're tweeting me left and right, helping me track them down. And they had let me know that there's a chance that if I purchase them on a credit card, that my credit card may replace them. So we'll see. Apple, it's kind of like your Find My Phone. There is a Find My AirPods as well. However, because for some reason mine are offline, so therefore I can see that they exist, but I can't track them. I think you need a phone. I think you can only find them if they're like within a few feet of you. I think I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, but no, I don't have them. Yeah, Charlotte, someone is enjoying them for sure. So, all right, let's get this thing going, shall we? Cheers. You guys all got your water ready? Cheers. Whew. There it is. Water is down. Whew. All right. Cool. Boston. Yep. Bonnie says, breathe. I have to get my water in. So, all right. All right, here we go. Episode 198. Recording is still recording just fine. That's good news. Here we go. Deep breath. I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 198 of Wise Advice. Man, we are creeping up to 2 200 downloads. What that means to you is that, 200 days out of the year, which is easily, 3 to 4 to 5 days a week, you can tune in, you can listen to an episode, whether it be a current episode or a past episode. I got to tell you, a lot of folks tweet in, they email in, they let me know that being able to go back through old episodes helps throughout the journey for a couple different reasons. Generally speaking, when we hear something, we don't retain 100% of it anyway. So we retain about 60%. And then in the 60% that we retain, much of it may not make sense because at that point in our journey, it doesn't really resonate the way that it probably should. So as you go back and re-listen, first of all, you retain a different 60%. And second of all, you may be in a different place now where you hear something different or you interpret something different. So certainly the availability to go back and listen to all of the episodes, I'll keep that free. That is my gift to you, to go out and enjoy them on the nights that I can't get a live show. You certainly have the option to go all the way back to episode 1, listen to me talking to myself in the car, a short 5-minute episode. And of course, what I'd like to do is tweet out some of your favorites. When you're listening to an older episode, go to Twitter and send a tweet, tag FatDag, tag Wise Advice, and just let me know. I'd like to kind of see what episodes in the catalog continue to resonate. I think that's kind of fun. I have some personal favorites, but I think everybody has certain ones that mean certain things at certain times. It's really fun. I get a lot of times people tell me, hey, I listened to such and such episode, and then they give me, things that, hey, I remember when you said this, and a lot of times I look and go, yeah, I don't remember saying it like that. And that gives credit to the piece that I say, is that you hear things that you need to hear when you need to hear them. So thank you all for being here. Quick shout out before we get going. The live group is here. Thank you all for joining me live. Jan says, I made goal. So that is absolutely amazing. So Jan, congratulations. What an amazing accomplishment. You did it. You absolutely got it done. And I'm extremely proud of you. Way to go out there, tackle it, and getting it done. Coming off of the FatDag 2018 International Tour, just got back from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Started off in Biloxi, where'd we go? Biloxi, Ocean Springs. Started off in Biloxi/Ocean Springs, Mississippi back in April. May, we hit Tulsa, Oklahoma. Coming up in June, we'll be up in Toronto. That officially kicks off and makes it the International Tour. If you haven't signed up already, here's what we do. You go to fatdag.com, you click on the event tab, and you just simply let me know that you're going to be there. Once I pick an event that I'm going to participate in, I will send an email to all of those who've let me know you're going to be there. And then at that point, you have the opportunity to sign up or just simply show up, whatever your preference is. But the group in Tulsa was absolutely amazing. I never did an official head count because it's never been about the numbers for me. It's about the true connections and interactions that we make. And if you show up, I want to make sure we have a great time. But my best guess is 25 to 30, somewhere in there, of you showed up. And we ended up walking this 5K. Some of us ran, some of us walked. But together, we all started the 5K, which is absolutely the best part of this journey. And half the battle is just showing up. Doesn't matter if you finish, doesn't matter what time you finish in. What matters is you wake up every single day. You wake up on fire. You wake up wanting to get this done. That's what about 30 of us did. 24, Rebecca says. That's what about 24 of us did out in Tulsa. Had an amazing time on that Saturday morning. And then we just, so here's the deal. We started the race at 8 o'clock. I got there around 7. Some of you got there around 5:30 in the morning. I'm not sure what that's about, but so you got there early. We hung out. We did the walk, and then we went to lunch after. Shout out to the folks in Panera. You guys were amazing hosts. We sat there till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just sharing stories and laughing together and crying together and just really connecting as a community. And that was absolutely my favorite day of the weekend, just really sitting and being able to connect with you on that Saturday afternoon. So thank you, all of you in Tulsa who showed up. It was cool to see all of you in your blue FatDag International Tour shirts. Made it very easy for us to spot each other. I had a long time on the FatDag site. I had them for sale. Currently out of stock in those sizes, and I was hesitant to reorder or not, but I think I'm going to have to. So if that is your indication, that's your inclination, let me know, and maybe I'll put a new order in for them as well. So Anyway, let's get this thing going. Episode 198 out of Oklahoma. Becky writes in. She says, "Hi there. Hey, I wrote to you and I didn't know my why. I knew all of the things that I didn't want to be my why, but I did actually want to feel better. Let me tell you all the things that have happened since then. I got to goal and I looked at myself in the mirror and I really didn't see it. Nevertheless, I knew that I really didn't want to get any lower than the number on the scale. One day, I looked in the mirror and I saw something different looking back at me. This lady had confidence, joy, and she was skinny. My why suddenly became about me as I realized that I was being successful in seeing new behaviors take root, and that was creating a change in an outward way. Also, I started cleaning the house like crazy, getting rid of all of the excess stuff that we had hanging around but no need for. We can park both cars in the garage again because it's virtually empty of all the junk and baggage we just didn't have the energy to tackle before. Still, I didn't see myself as being a strong person physically. Fibromyalgia has been such a constant companion that it has almost become part of my identity. Nevertheless, when the international tour was announced and Tulsa was a real thing, I signed up thinking, man, I want to do that. That would be great. Thing is, I didn't think I could. I did, though. When it was over and I was driving to Panera after, I called my husband with tears going down my face because I did it. I was strong enough. I was tough enough. I was not a diagnosis, a disease, a weight number, or anything else that previously held me back. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't run it, but that didn't matter. I felt better having walked a 5K than I had and longer than I could imagine. The mental clarity was absolutely amazing. The friends I met and the acceptance I received made me think that just maybe I could do it again. So the next morning, I found a treadmill and I walked another 5K. There were just no words for how awesome that felt. I finally get it. I don't love walking. I love how I feel afterwards. So tonight, after my dinner, I went and I joined the only gym in our little town. My goal is 3 times a week. That is where the community accountability comes in. I have not arrived. Goal doesn't mean done. Goal means more growing into who I am meant to be instead of hiding myself in food. Goal means that I'm learning how to live. I am so very grateful for you, Mike, and each person I come across in the Facebook Wise Wingman group and at the event. You all encourage me in ways that I cannot put into words. Thanks, Becky. Becky, absolutely incredible. Congratulations on this amazing mental transformation. That is the piece of this journey that we focus so much on, is that, man, if you know why you're doing this and you wake up every single morning on fire to get this done, it becomes part of who you are. So thank you for showing up to the race. It doesn't matter if you walk, doesn't matter if you run. As I said at the race, what I believe to be the victory on the international tour is when we get at the start line and the gun goes off and everyone takes off. If you cross the starting line at that point in the journey, you're an amazing success. Doesn't matter how long it takes you to get to the finish line. Doesn't matter if you even make it to the finish line. You dared to show up. We beat about 2 billion people that morning who didn't even dare show up to get it done, and we did that. Now, Becky, a couple things about your previous reflections in the mirror. The mirror, generally speaking, is the last one to know that we're at goal. We can tell internally first, our clothes fit better. There's a lot going on long before the mirror makes that confirmation. So it does take a little bit, but you have to realize that you're being successful by creating new behaviors, seeing new behaviors take root. Showing up to walk or run a 5K is a new behavior. If you continue to do that, you will reach whatever goals that you set in life because you're creating that change in that outward way that you talked about. I'm not sure if you did this intentionally or not, but in your email, I love the metaphor in the middle that you started cleaning your house like crazy, getting rid of all the excess stuff that you had hanging around but no need for. We have to do that in our weight loss journey as well. At some point, we have to clean out our brain. We have to get rid of the excess stuff in there, the garbage that we just don't have room for. And at that point, you can park a lot more in your brain if you clear the clutter and you just really understand why you're doing this. And there's so much that distracts us on this journey that you have to clean house internally as well. I'm glad to see now that you've figured it out. You're now a strong person. You've seen yourself as actually someone who is strong enough, who is tough enough, and that you can do anything that you want with that attitude. The fact that you completed the 5K with us was incredible, and you said something that I believe for a long time. I'm not a big runner. I run often. I enjoy the after effect of running, not the actual act of running. I think it's kind of like when you clean your garage. You don't enjoy cleaning the garage, but when you pull both cars in, when you sit back and you look at what you've accomplished, that pride is something you certainly you can't replicate any other way except for by putting in the hard work to get there. So absolutely, it was fun. I'm glad you signed up for the tour. I'm glad, obviously, like I said earlier, I'm absolutely thrilled that we had the chance to meet. And I'm confident that if you show up for this race, you can do it. We're gonna walk with you. We're going to stand with you, whatever it takes to get you do there. So I don't want anyone thinking that not to sign up because it may be too difficult. Certainly, even just show up and wait for us to come across the line, and we'll hang out after. Zumba Jamie showed up. It was a complete surprise. We did an impromptu Zumba session after as we were waiting for the awards. It was kind of cool to see many of the folks who were there. I think 3 of us actually got awards for finishing in the top 3 in our age group, which is absolutely amazing to see that much success. The coolest part is exactly what you said, is meeting new people and the acceptance that you received. That is what this international tour is all about. It's not about showing up. It's about showing up. It's not about winning. It's not about competing at your very best. It's not about being the best person there. It's not about setting personal records. What it's about is doing something different, getting into a group of people who understand us, understanding that what this journey is all about, and then continue and change your life after that. So that is the absolute power of this entire community. That is what I'm thankful for. So Becky, again, truly an honor to meet you, and of course all of you who were there in Tulsa. We had an amazing trip. If you're anywhere near Toronto, I'm telling you, June 23rd is what you're going to want to do. The details are released into it's going to be the Pride Run up in Toronto. Now, this will be the first one that is significantly larger of an event. And so what I mean by that is the Biloxi race was just a few hundred people were there. The Tulsa race was less than 1,000 people were there. This one will have so many people there. It may be difficult for us to connect. So if you have registered through the FatDag website, I will send some specific instructions out as to where we're going to meet up once we figure that out. So keep up the amazing work, Becky, and everyone. Thank you so much. Stephanie writes in and says, "Hey, FatDag, I hope you're doing well. I wrote to you back in episode 191. Thanks for reading my email on air. It totally made my day. I have a few updates for you. I'm doing so much better. I've really embraced the Connect community, and I'm so glad that I did. When I wrote last, it was during a really pivotal time, and I was on the fence about my journey. I've lost more weight since then, and I'm still working on getting to goal. It's been a slow process, but I will get there. Something clicked a few weeks ago, and I get it. The workouts, the tracking, everything all came together for me, and I can see my journey really start to take off now. I am so excited about this. With that said, I wanted to ask you how you handle the pushy do-gooders. Those friends or colleagues that insist that you have cake or fattening food with them. I know that misery loves company, but even after I explained myself about counting points and having a weakness for sweets, this lady would not stop. I was so angry I didn't eat the cake out of anger, but why do I have to be pushed to this point to be heard? I'm sure this coworker only meant well, but you don't see me going up to drug addicts, pushing drugs on them, or up to alcoholics waving bottles of booze under their noses. I feel that people who don't respect my journey simply don't respect me and where I am in my life. I am doing so well, and I'm so strong that this tiny drama will not derail me. It's irritating, yes, but how can I get my message across to them without being an absolute beast in return? My husband had me in a fit of giggles because he knew how angry I was and just really backed me up. Short of resorting to a physical altercation, i.e., throwing a punch or dumping her cake in her trash, I walked away and I didn't eat it. I didn't eat my anger. 1 point for me. How do you handle these sorts of circumstances without it getting under your skin, Stephanie? Well, Stephanie, let's go all the way back to the very beginning. Very, very cool. Congratulations on embracing the Connect community. As we know, so many of us, we believe that the accountability to each other and that community of people who understand us is what certainly gets us to goal. So congratulations on that. I'm glad to hear that something clicked. A lot of us, when we get to this point, something clicks. And that is the moment when we say, okay, something is absolutely different in this journey. So welcome to goal. I know that is the piece when that clicks. It's very much so that you are in tune and you're rocking it and you're absolutely getting it done. So that's where I say celebrate those successes, because that mental click, that mental shift is the piece that'll carry you to goal. Now, how do you handle the pushy do-gooders, right? They're everywhere. Sometimes they're coworkers, sometimes they're friends, sometimes they're family, sometimes they're yourself, right? So when someone bakes something, the common term is, well, I made it just for you. And we feel obligated to accept their invitation, and sometimes it derails us from our journey. The only thing I can tell you when it comes, every scenario is going to be different. Being mentally strong in all scenarios is certainly difficult. It can be done. It takes an intense amount of focus, but you certainly can do it. You're strong. The tiny drama is not going to derail you. I'm very, very proud of that. To see that you were very successful in this scenario is clearly an indication that when you said something clicked, you absolutely understand that, yes, something did click. Now, you're right, misery loves company, but a lot of times what happens, here's my assumption of what I think happens is sometimes they kind of mean well, but sometimes they're testing you. And so, it's no secret that most of the population who's attempted to lose weight, they have difficult time finding a level of success that you're finding. So the assumption is they believe that you're on a diet. They believe that this is a temporary solution that you're after. They believe that you believe that you're depriving yourself, and they want to reward you by saying you can have this one thing. The thing you have to do, you have to stay firm. You have to explain it in such a way where there is no opportunity for them to refute you. Now, it's not just in a weight loss journey. It's not just about food. You have to explain it in a way where again, there's no way for them to refute. And I simply say things like, I just don't want it. If you said, well, I'm tracking points, and you try and explain the program to them, it's not going to make the same amount of sense to them. If you simply say and be it firm, hey, listen, I don't want it. Thank you. But if you try and explain the journey, it's just too complicated. So you simply just be firm, stick to your guns, and say, I don't want it, and you move on. If that doesn't work, a throat punch certainly is that's the next step. You go from being firm and saying I don't want it to immediately into the throat punch. That seems to get their attention, if that is the case. But I would recommend against that. I would stay firm first, because we don't want you to certainly have a whole different journey that's coming up next. But you're doing amazing. I understand how you just how the anger kicks in. I understand where you get to the point where you say you just really want them to respect you and respect your journey. And I think a lot of times it's they just believe that you're going to not get there anyway, so they just kind of want to help you get there a little sooner. But what you've done is absolutely incredible. Continue to be a beast. Clearly you have an amazing partner in your journey, and your husband. The fact that he had you in a fit of giggles, that's amazing therapy as well. And he backed you up. That kind of support with the mental clarity that you had in the beginning, that tells me that you're going to be just fine. You're going to have a great amount of success. And the best way to beat these people, truly, the best way to beat these people is to stick to your guns and get to goal. When you reach your goal, that person will notice. That person will understand. And what you've then done is you've taken two opportunities that are months apart. You've taken the opportunity of sticking to your guns, being firm, and then continuing to reach your goal. That value that you give back to them is absolutely invaluable, because what happens is they now go, oh, that's how you do it. So that's what I want you to do, Stephanie. I want you to stick to your guns. I want you to get to goal. I want you to be firm. I want you to explain it in a way where there's no refuting it. I don't want it. They can't say, well, sure you do. You say, no, I don't. If you said something along the lines of, well, maybe I'll have it later, then they see the weakness creeping in, and then they continue to push, and you simply say, no, I don't want it. Thank you. Move on. And if you got to be firm, do it, So very, 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 very cool. Stephanie, thank you so much for your email. Out of Livermore, California, Nancy writes in, says, hi, Fat Dag. Hey, I made goal this week. Between online and meetings, I've lost 74 pounds and 7 sizes. What I wanted to share with you and your listeners is that goal really is a look and a feeling. Last Thursday, when my clothes were feeling a little loose, I took a look at my belly where the fat had taken the longest to come off, and I realized I didn't want to lose any more weight. My scale was not involved in that decision. So at my Saturday weigh-in, I asked the receptionist to make today's weight my goal. My life has changed since this round on Weight Watchers. I started out feeling winded after climbing 2 flights of stairs. I'm now training for a half marathon after running 2 5Ks and a 10K. I feel more confident and capable now in my personal and professional life. My family is proud of my efforts, and they are taking steps towards a healthy lifestyle as well. Sometimes I encounter those people who tease me about my success, but they really do admire what I've done. When they ask how I did this, I tell them that I started out with a strong reason why, high triglycerides, and an increasing blood pressure. As I progressed on this journey past the healthy lab results, my why was that I wanted to be a fit, healthy, active person for the rest of my life. To be the best me that I can be, not the heavy, slow, unfit person I've been for most of my life. Finally, I want to thank you, Fat Dag, for your podcast. I enjoy listening while I'm working out. Thanks to the Wise Wingmen on Facebook, the Connect community, my meeting leader, Trish, and Saturday meeting friends, my coworkers, and my family, all of whom cheered me on. I'm now on to maintenance and then on to lifetime. Thanks also this Memorial Day for your military service and to your family for supporting you. I signed up for your tour stop in San Francisco on November 10th, and I look forward to meeting you and running with you in our Bay Area Wingman. Thanks, Nancy. Nancy, congratulations. 74 pounds, 7 sizes. That is all you. That is your focus. That is your discipline. That is your dedication. That is you saying, I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. I want to take care of me. And you did it. I'm positive at some point in this journey, you felt that mental shift of, oh, I can do this. I believed from very, very day one that you could do it. I'm glad to see that you actually did follow through in getting it done. I love the sentence you put is that you realize you don't want to lose any more weight, and your scale was not involved in the decision. That's incredible. So you woke up, you said, this is it. And then you use the scale to mark that as a point, not the other way around. Congratulations on that amazing transformation. I clearly understand what you say when you say you feel more confident, you feel more capable in your personal and your professional life. I agree 100%. It completely changes everything about you when you finally shed that feeling of not liking the way you look, not liking the way you feel, knowing that you can be better. And when you get there, it's incredible. So it's also awesome to see that your family has taken notice. Your family is getting it done. Your family is working towards a healthy lifestyle as well. So that's how this works, is when one person starts making the change, they stick with it long enough and they push through and they get crazy, awesome results. It becomes contagious. At that point, people say, I want that too. She looks so good. She feels so amazing. Look at all the amazing things she's doing. I'm jealous enough now to put in the effort, to put in the focus, to get it done. That is how you inspire others, is you inspire others by doing things that they believe are impossible, and you show them that it absolutely is possible. As you progress in this journey past the healthy lab results, knowing that you are now a healthy, fit person, that's life changing. You have given yourself back, and you've given your family more time on this planet with you. So that absolutely is amazing. So, as Tammy says on YouTube, be the prize. If you want to be the prize, you have to push forward. You have to get it done. You have to be so dang awesome at what you're doing that other people have to take notice, and they want it. They want that level of success that you've done, and because they've now seen that you can do it, they slowly start to believe that they can do it as well. Thank you for the shout out on Memorial Day. We spent an amazing weekend in Tulsa celebrating Memorial Day in such a way. I have the opportunity through some of the charity work that I do through the Folds of Honor Foundation to spend it with families and moms and dads and children who have lost someone on the battlefield, who they've paid the ultimate price and made the ultimate sacrifice. So the opportunity to spend my weekend with them in Tulsa was just an amazing opportunity. So many members of our military were there, looking and honoring the heroes and the legends who've done such great things for our country. So it was an honor to spend the weekend with them. So thank you for recognizing them as well. So last thing is that, San Francisco, November 10th. At the moment, we're scheduled to do the Bay Run, or not the Bay Run, but it's to run along the Bay in Chrissy Park is kind of the opportunity that we're looking forward to. I will keep you posted. Go to fatdag.com, click on the event tab. Let me know you're interested in coming, and I will get more details out as that happens. So, Nancy, thank you. Congratulations. 74 pounds done. Getting to goal. You've completely changed your life. I knew you could do it, and I'm proud of you for actually getting it done. Karen out of Ohio writes in and says, "Hey, dear Fat Dag, I am partway through my journey, down 20 pounds, and I'm in a trial removal of diuretics from my blood pressure medication. I have done every popular diet plan program like many others that I heard on your podcast. I recognize that this time that the reason it worked and then failed was because I would lose the weight and then I would skip any maintenance part of the program. At this point in my life, I am totally ready to get to Lifetime and commit to staying there. I listen to you every day. I view several YouTube folks, follow Connect on Weight Watchers. I'm online only right now, but plan on joining meeting closer to goal to officially become Lifetime. I want to check in and tell you that I will let you know soon when I make goal. Thanks for your support and your service. I wish you good focus." Karen out of Westerville, Ohio, and she puts a little OHIO in the end of the email. So absolutely cool. So Karen, cool. 20 pounds down. That's incredible. That does not happen by accident. You can't simply wake up overnight, wake up down 20 pounds. You have to put in the work. You have to be focused. You have to get it done. And as a result, you're in a trial phase to remove the diuretic from your blood pressure medicine. You're regaining health benefit that you previously gave up by the choices that you've made. You're now making different choices and you're regaining health benefits into your life. I want you to think about that. In just a simple matter of 20 pounds, you've now gone from on medication to in a trial phase of how you can live or live without them. Certainly some genetics play into this, but a lot of it isn't genetics, and that's the piece that you're attacking, and you're absolutely a rock star at getting it done. I want to address something that you said, which I believe to be very, very true, is every popular diet program plan out there, every single one of them work. Every one. It doesn't matter if it's Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, keto, paleo, you name the popular diet out there, you will find someone on it who was successful. I believe firmly that the reason they were successful is they know why they're doing it. They wake up every single morning, they stay focused, they say, I am doing this today and here's why. And then when lunch comes along, they say, no, I am doing this today and here's why. Every single program works. It works because you know why you're doing it. Now, I'm a firm believer that Weight Watchers is the one that worked best for me. It fit into my lifestyle better. I had to go into the meeting room, so I'm glad to see that you're considering switching into the meeting room. I personally would encourage you to do it sooner rather than later. I believe the community support that's offered in a Weight Watcher meeting room when you find the right meeting is invaluable. I want you to get to goal. I want you to get to lifetime. I can't wait till you write in next time telling me how awesome it is to get to goal. Continue to do amazing work. Continue to wake up every single morning on fire. Continue to wake up every single day energized, saying, I can do this. I believe you can do it. I start the show and say, I believe in you. And the reason I believe in you is because I've seen so many people do it with so many of life's challenges along the way, and they continue to push forward, staying focused on their why. And when they get to that point, when they finally say, you know what, I don't want to lose any more weight, and they declare themselves at goal, we jump up and down, we celebrate, and we absolutely get it done. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice Podcast link, send in your celebrations, send in your emails to onair@fatdag.com. I'll certainly include them as part of the show. I want you to share what you're doing. The reason I share it as you hear it is so many people hear so many different things along this journey that depending on where you are in your journey, there are different things you need to hear. I can only share from personal experience the things that I personally have experienced. If we're relying on my journey and my journey alone, then we're missing so much of the population. So I need your journey. I'm honored to be able to share with our community what you have done to get it done so that somebody else can go, oh yeah, I can do this as well. And on top of that, I want you to be proud of what you're doing. What you're doing is hard work, but it's completely life-changing work. You can do this. You absolutely can do this. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. All right, now let's look at the computer behind me, and if it's still recording, that would be it. Let's see. Please, 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 please. Yay! Perfect. Whew. All right, well, that's good news. I was afraid it was not going to work because I haven't tested it since the last time. Ooh, I don't need that anymore. I haven't tested it since the last time. Cool. All right, 198 in the books. Pamela, right on time. Thank you for that. Very, very, very cool. Yeah, John must be a Mac. John, it's a 7-year-old Mac at that, and the hard drive is about that much free space. It's man, it's I need a new computer, or I need to clean it up. Maybe I just need to clean it up. So. Shannon says, if I can do it, you can do it. Down 123 pounds at goal for a year. Awesome. Very cool. Michelle says, I dread having to start going to meetings. So don't dread it. You know, don't make it. I promise you, the meeting room for me, they're incredibly welcoming. The folks that you're in a, I think, I don't know, obviously the full details, right, Michelle? But here's my suspicion. We dread going to meetings because we've been to other meetings where we didn't fit in and people didn't understand us, but not necessarily a Weight Watchers meeting. A Weight Watcher meeting is different in the sense where everybody in the room understands you. That's different. It's a community of support. So don't dread it. I would say walk in there proudly and say, I'm here, help. And you can provide some testimony back to help each other. It really makes a great two-way street. So very, very cool. Christine says, have you given any thoughts to episode 200? This was 198, right? So 200 will be this week. I promise you episode 200 will be this week. Promise. Or next week. I mean, today's Thursday. Today's Wednesday. So by somewhere in the middle of next week, we will have episode 200. We're going to get this done, and we're going to rock the next. We're going to go to 210 quickly. That is the deal. So cool. We're back in action. I got some little help coming in, so we're good to go. Let's see. Pamela says, I'm going to a meeting on Saturday to weigh in at goal. First time since 1995. Man, that's incredible. Very, very, very fun. Man, this is an awesome community of people just crazily getting it done. So Cool. Let's see. I'm going to scroll back just a little bit. I couldn't catch up all of your comments. Once the show gets going, it's hard for me to keep up, but I kind of try and keep an eye on it is a little bit, but it's difficult. I want to see if I can. Not too far back. No worries. No worries. So, cool. That's it. So yeah, let's go ahead and I guess I'll wrap up. It takes Melody's asking when will I do 199. So generally speaking, Tuesdays and Thursdays are the hardest nights for me because I do a Weight Watcher meeting on Tuesday night and Thursday night. Wednesday, generally speaking, is the easiest because I get home from work earlier than any other day of the week is on Wednesday. Friday becomes a little difficult because Friday evening, generally not a lot going on work-wise, but that's the time to connect as a family. So Friday evening is that. This particular Saturday, we have a track meet. My awesome daughter is competing in a track meet this weekend at the state level. So state championships is Saturday at IU. So can't wait to watch her compete in that. Just that's just incredible to see that. So Saturday's probably out. So we're looking at maybe Sunday at this point, based on what I can see happening. So, but you never know. So Sunday, and then we roll into next week, maybe Monday. So. Yeah, Lee says no. Don't just send. I mean, I'm pretty particular about my my underwear choices, Lee. So if you're on Twitter, you'll know the brand that I prefer. But it's just you guys are. I think we've crossed that line now. Franny says something great over on Instagram. She says everything is doable. Just how bad do you want it? And so I agree with that, like 99.9% of the way that is entirely true. I think so many of us, we believe that 1%, 0.1% has more power than it does. That's not the case. You can do everything you want if you just want it bad enough. And so I agree with you completely. So very, very, very cool. Christine says, good luck, Megan. You have a Megan too. We spell it the exact same way. Very cool. Nancy says, I'm not seeing this on the podcast. Has it been posted? No, Nancy, we're still recording it. So we have to finish recording it, and it takes me about an hour to go through the process to get it up to the app. So in about an hour or so, it should show up. So very, very cool. Let's see. Yeah, Megan, I know. So, yeah. So occasionally I put things on Twitter that I wouldn't put anywhere else. So yeah, Twitter documented my inability to pack properly for the trip to Tulsa. So very, very fun. Diane, thank you for that. Shannon says good night. Good night. Yep. Good night for sure. Let's wrap this up. So let's say good night. Let's go ahead and close off with who's first. Let's see. We'll say goodbye to YouTube first. We're at 59:08, which means Instagram's going to give me about a second, another minute. So, although Instagram hasn't timed out yet. That's interesting. Wonder if Instagram changed their rules. I don't know. But anyway, cool. Anyway, wrap it up. So, YouTube, thank you for being here. Good night to you. Have a great night. I wish you good focus. Okay.